A new initiative launched in Bain and Grantstown today is expected to empower young people in that inner city community moving forward. It's called the Bahamas International Drill Team, and former Baintown resident Constable Kevin Major is the coordinator. Major says the program is all about teaching youngsters how to drill while instilling godly principles and discipline.
Some of them have peer pressure when it goes to high school, and they have people bullying them and they don't know what to do. So I have a program instead where I'm going to help them to know how to socialize with their peers when they get into the high school. And also the program would go along with me for the 15 and 16-year-olds who are doing the BJC and BGCSE. There's a program with Second Chance. They also will be assisting me in reference to that also.
Now, the camp opened today at the George Brown Park in Baintown with an enthusiastic group of youngsters. Meantime, Pastor Sharon Nairn and Pastor Karen Butler are throwing their support behind it.
Well, we intend to campaign Baintown from house to house, door to door, giving parents the vision, to letting them know that they can entrust their boys and girls into our hands.
We urge the parents, to take advantage. I look around, I saw a lot of facilities that are here, and that is free for the children to come in, and parents need to take advantage of it, because it's vital for our children for where they're going in the future.
The camp closes out August 24th. Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis is describing the Progressive Liberal Party's first 100 days in office as a slew of false promises and hope dished to the Bahamian people. Altavis Bunnings was there when the opposition leader held a press conference at the party's Mackey Street headquarters this afternoon to express the concern of the party and what effect he believes the administration is having on the public.
Of the 14 promises made by the Progressive Liberal Party for its first 100 days in office, Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis maintains that only 6 of them have partially been delivered.
The relaunch of their version of urban renewal, but with no sign of the promised Project Safe Bahamas and or Operation Ceasefire. In fact, the firing has not ceased, as murders this year continue to outpace the rate from last year. 2, the creation of a ministry for Grand Bahama, but with no specific portfolio responsibilities apart from public relations and job for the boys. The re-establishment of the functionally superfluous Ministry of Financial Services and Investment, whose core decisions are actually taken in the Ministry of Finance and the Office of the Prime Minister.
The opposition leader further attacked the government's plan to lower electricity costs, noting that no such plan has been developed or initiated. He indicated that Minister Ken Redorce's communication in Parliament on the plan was a regurgitation of what the former Free National Movement government had already started. Dr. Minnis made similar sentiments about the government's plans to upgrade resources at the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. And there's more. According to Dr. Minnis, the PLP's intention to introduce the Employees Pension Act and renew the nation's commitment to national health insurance has yet to be realized. The FNM leader brands the Minister of State for Finance's announcement of repositioning the Bahamas Development Bank a misinterpreted promise, as he says it will do nothing to improve the bank's business performance. Dr. Minnis also touched on the government's establishment of a national congress for the 40th independence anniversary that will invite all sectors, but he says no Free National Movement representative has been appointed. Dr. Minnis even claimed that the PLP's promise to double the nation's investment in education and training is false.
By no measure of any government activity, budgetary allocation, or public-private sector partnership has there been any substantial or meaningful increase in the budget of Ministry or Department of Education, or in respect of any other government ministry or agency providing services to young Bahamians, which collectively come anywhere near that, which was solemnly promised to Bahamians.
But paramount on the list of failures by the Progressive Liberal Party from Dr. Minnis is what he calls the cynical smoke and mirror politics of the disappointing and woefully insufficient mortgage plan.
That once you elected the PLP today, tomorrow your homes are saved. That was what they sold. And now they're saying We can't save it, but we can look at 700 of you, and we can give you a maximum of 7,500 for the non-serviceable portion. But what they're also saying is that you better be working to pay that serviceable section, because if you're not working and you can't pay it, you can lose your home.
And regarding the proposed referendum on gaming, the Free National Movement leader noted that
he admits that it's illegal. Why can't he deal with it today? What's to make the difference today versus tomorrow?
ZNS News made several attempts on Monday to contact Prime Minister Perry Christie for a comment. However, our efforts were unsuccessful. Altaviz Munnings, ZNS News.
The Free National Movement also celebrated the 20th anniversary of its first election victory on August 19, 1992, yesterday, with a service of Thanksgiving at the Good Samaritan Ministries on Gaudette Avenue off Carmichael Road. Party leader Dr. Minnis officially thanked outgoing FNM leader and former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingraham, for his role in strengthening democracy, increasing transparency, and good governance in the Bahamas. The FNM leader also lashed out at the governing Progressive Liberal Party.
The present PLP government, over the past 100 days in office, has already left a trail of broken promises, claiming to believe in Bahamians. They have indulged in a most callous and vicious program of widespread political victimization. Unseen. Victimization unseen since the worst days of the former Pindling administration. Claiming to have an all-Bahamian solution to the adverse effects of the global economic crisis. Imagine. They now claim that they can't do anything until the U.S. economy improves.
Meantime, the FNM leader called on party members to unite.
FNMs, for us to take on the PLP, the DNA, and all those that oppose us politically, we must stand together. We must create an impenetrable bond. We must stand ready to fight externally, not tear each other down internally. We are only as strong as our weakest link.
The principals of the new Medi-Center Medical Plaza are preparing to open the facility in 2 weeks on September 3rd. Dr. James Johnson, Druid Monroe, and Nicholas Fox are partners in the new full-service outpatient center on Prince Charles Drive and Beatrice Avenue.
Our dental suite has been expanded. We currently operate 1 chair. We have been expanded now to operate to 5 exam and treatment rooms. This center will be run by Dr. Derwin Monroe and his team, and we will be operating at slightly shorter hours than the plaza hours. Our imaging section will offer X-ray, fluoroscopic studies, mammography, as well as ultrasound, all in a digital environment. Our dispensary will offer our most frequently used medication, providing to our patients convenience for a complete visit.
Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez, in congratulating the doctors who are old students of his for their accomplishment, said he liked the idea of the center, and he noted its full service, evaluation, investigation, and treatment system. Dr. Gomez urged the clinic to focus on a global medical benchmark the country will be called to report on in 2 years' time.
And I salute you for the work you're doing and the standards you've achieved in your practice. For you in obstetrics, Dr. Johnson, I have a special word for you and your supporting team, because we need to continue our high standards in obstetrics and gynecology, because all countries of the world are being asked to report in 2 years' time on MDG 4, the Millennium Development Goals, and number 4 applies to infant mortality, which speaks to the quality of antenatal care in every country. And we have work to do in that area. And I look forward to you helping us to improve what we are doing.
Now, the center is inviting members of the public to tour the facility this weekend. They'll be offering free glucose and blood pressure testing, as well as wellness counseling. The clinic opens daily between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. and will engage 22 new staff members. Former trade unionist Leroy Duke Hanna has died. A press statement from the National Congress of Trade Unions, which he headed, said Hanna passed away in his sleep on Saturday. Union President Jennifer Isaacs Dawson says all presidents, general secretaries, executive officers of the various affiliates learned of the death of Hanna with profound shock and sadness. Hanna was the first president of the umbrella union, the NCTU. He was also a founding member and vice president of the Trade Union Congress. He's credited with signing a memorandum of understanding between the TUC and the Progressive Liberal Party, and for lobbying on behalf of workers to join a trade union of their choice. It was in 1995 that Hanna became a founding member and first president of the National Congress of Trade Unions. He held that post for 6 years. Hanna is survived by his wife Joan and daughter Margot. A local fraternity looks to give back to the community. The Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated recently held a stakeout in an effort to raise funds for the organization's scholarship, fund, and community service initiatives. The 13th annual stakeout is one of the fraternity's fundraisers, but also seeks to draw interest in the organization.
In providing scholarships for auxiliary programs such as the Sigma Beta Club. It also aids us in giving back in terms of our community service projects. We're attempting to work with the Ranfully Home, the Elizabeth Estates Home, and it pretty much just helps us out throughout the year in terms of just giving back and supporting community service projects.
I think they need to understand more of the purpose of our stakeout so they can understand the purpose and the real purpose and reason behind it. Because at the end of the day, we need to give back to our community. That's our model culture for service and service humanity. We seek to give back to the community, not just take from it. So we hope that people can just get not just get a good stake, but get a good message from it that we need to actually give back to our community.
All right, it's time now for your first check of weather. Here's Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Hello, Basil.
Hi, Keisha. We have an area of disturbed weather in the Far Eastern Atlantic, posing a threat to our weekend weather. All the details coming up later in the newscast, so stay tuned.
Well, still to come in the Bahamas tonight, the Golden Knights grace Grand Bahama. That story's after the break.